This is world-renowned sports writer Bob Ryan, and you're about to witness a signature voice production.
Welcome to Gibson Field here in Canton, Massachusetts. I'm Kevin Prake, along with my cameraman Jameson Smith and my statistician Joshua Nix, and we're here to bring you Varsity baseball action featuring the Taunton Tigers and the Canton Bulldogs. Who will win, who will lose on this windy afternoon that is sunny and great for baseball? Find out next. And there is ball one for the first pitch of this game here at Gibson Field at Canton High School. The pitch. The swing and a miss.
Come on, Maddie. Come on, Maddie.
1-1 to number 8. Matt. Number 9 was in your pitcher for the Bulldogs. And that is first out of the game for the Taunton Tigers here, as that is a foul right to the neck of the pitcher and thrown to first base. So that is the first out here, and he topped the first inning for the Taunton Tigers. And here's the pitch. And it is hit right to the third baseman, number 18, Jim, and Jim throws it to Steve, number 24, and that will record the second out of the top of the first inning, as with a ground out to number 18, Jim.
Hey, 2 out! Come on, Fig. Come on, Fig.
So here we go with the third batter of the top of the first inning here at Gibson Field, where the Canton Bulldogs are taking on the Taunton Tigers here on May 6th, 2016. That is a ball, 1-0. As number 19 for the Tigers steps into the batter's box and awaits the pitch. And here it comes. And it is down in the dirt for ball 2, 2-0.
Come on, Luke. Come on, Luke. Come on, Fig. Hands back, right?
This is number 18, Luke. Tries to get the
Fig.
first
Come on,
hit
Fig.
for the Taunton Tigers. And here comes the pitch. And it is a third ball. Bring it out. And here we go, waiting the pitch, and here it is. And that ball is hit deep into the gap between center and right field. And that will be a base hit for number 18, Luke, of the Taunton Tigers, here with 2 outs in the top of the first inning.
You got 2.
So here we go with the single to the gap in center and left field, in right field, excuse me. And that will be a base hit for the Taunton Tigers. Number 18, Luke, takes his lead at first base. Griffin takes his check there, and he will check on the first base runner, and the first base runner will remain safe. We have number 9 up to bat for the Taunton Tigers.
Come on, Max. Come on, Max. Ride the ball, right? Quick hands. Come on, Max. Live there. Hey, let's go, Max. Come on, kid.
Now Max is up to bat for the Taunton Tigers, and he takes another pitch. And it is hit to the pitcher, number 9, and that will record the third and final out of the top of the first inning. So after a half an inning of play, it is the Taunton Tigers 0, the Canton Bulldogs 0. And here we go for the bottom half of the first inning with the first pitch from Taunton, and it is a ball in the dirt, 1-0. As number 4, Mike, is up to bat for the Bulldogs, as we have number 15, Harold, pitching for the Taunton Tigers, and that will be a strike. 1-1 the count to McMahon, Mike McMahon. Number 4, and has had an outstanding year so far. That is a swing and a miss. That will be a strike. 1-2 the count to Mike, number 4. And he awaits the pitch. The pitch is a ball, 2-2 the count.
Good on.
As the sun comes out here at Gibson Field, it's very nice actually. It's nice and warm. And there's the pitch. And it is hit right to the first baseman, and that will be the first out of the bottom of the first inning. So with one out here in the bottom of the first, up comes the all-around great player, Kevin, number 14, who hit a home run the last time he was here at Gibson Field, or earlier this week. And here's the pitch. And that is a ball, 1-0, to number 14, Kevin. As Kevin had an outstanding pitching session and opening day. And that will be a high ball, too, to another count. Kevin pitched a complete game shutout against the Foxborough Warriors. And he only allowed 5 hits the entire game, the entire 7-inning game. And that ball was fouled into the backstop. 2-1 the count. He's also closed out the game on Monday, actually. Just recently he closed out that game. And here comes the pitch. And that ball is hit high in the air. And it will go to the third baseman, who catches the high-flying pop-up. And that will result in the second out of the bottom of the first inning. So here we are with 2 outs in the bottom of the first inning. There is still no score here in the game, with Canton taking on Taunton. As Chuck takes the pitch and he throws it. And it is a swing and a miss to number 18, Jim, the third baseman, who has been a quiet contributor for the Bulldogs this season. He hasn't made any spectacular plays like Powers or McMahon, but he's definitely followed up and delivered some significant damage to the scoreboard. He has gotten the Canton lead up very high and has been a major contributor to run generation for the Bulldogs. And that is a ball, with the count being a 1-2 to Jim. As Chuck, number 15, for the Taunton Tigers, is set to pitch his next pitch in the bottom of the first inning. That pitch is a high-flying foul into the dark abyss known as the woods behind Gibson Field. And the count remains 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. As there are 2 outs here in the bottom of the first inning. That is a swing and a miss, and that will result in a strikeout for Chuck Harrell, number 15, for the Taunton Tigers. So at the end of the first inning, the score is the Taunton Tigers 0, the Canton Bulldogs 0. Here we are in the top of the second inning. As that is a strike from number 9, Griffin, to Christian, number 26, for the Taunton Tigers. And here comes the pitch. And that pitch is hit deep into the gap between center and left field, as it will be fielded and thrown to the shortstop. And that will be a single for Christian, number 26 of the Taunton Tigers.
Break it up, right? Joe, run hot.
Here we are with number 25 here for the Taunton Tigers. Number 21, actually. And Joe awaits the pitch from Griffin. Griffin's pitch is fouled out right next to us. Everybody's okay. And that's the danger. That's the danger that we endure to bring you this wonderful baseball game. So here we go with the 0-1 count. And the pitch is down in the dirt. Ball, 1-1.
Good secondary, right? Good secondary. Come on.
So here we go, Joe, number 21, for the Taunton Tigers, looking to advance the runner on first base that just got a single into
Joe, come on.
left
You gotta
field.
sit back, right?
And that is a swing and a miss.
One good swing. Confidence. Come on. Confident.
1-2 the count to Joe number 21, as he has Christian number 26 on base for the Tigers, and that is another swing and a foul.
Hey, fellas, let's know the game. Let's know the game.
But, so Christian tried to steal after that weird at bat, after that coincidence going on, and he was almost out, but he has saved at first base. So with 1 out here in the top half of the second inning, we have 1 out, and there's still no score, and the Tigers have a man on first base as number 15, the pitcher, Harold, is up at bat for the Tigers. Chuck Harold is up at bat. As Griffin Jerry pitches to the pitcher. This is always an interesting matchup to watch because you have the pitcher that knows how to be a pitcher and he's now batting and the pitcher has to confuse him. It's a very interesting matchup to watch and we'll see it throughout the day. And that is a grounder to the second baseman there for the Bulldogs. He will be fielded and he will be out, but he will advance the runner to second base. So with 2 outs here in the top half of the second inning, there are 2 outs, there is no score, and there is a runner on second for the Taunton Tigers.
Nobody. Come on!
And there is a ball hit fair into left field. And that will score a run. Number 26, Christian, makes it in with an RBI double for the Taunton hitter.
Hey, nice job.
So Griffin gets a RBI double off of Griffin Jerry. So Griffin hits the ball right off of Griffin. And that is very confusing, but hey, that's what they call it. It's confusing sometimes. So Griffin takes his lead at second base, and the pitch is a ball. 1-0. The Canton pitcher Griffin is now pitching to number 18 for the Taunton Tigers. And that is another ball, 2-0. And the pitch to Tage is a high ball. 3-0. I think he's called.
Nobody.
And the pitch
Go, go, go!
is a ball that will result in the final out of the top of the second inning. So at the end of 1.5, the score is the Taunton Tigers 1, the Canton Bulldogs 0. And here we are in the bottom of the second inning with the pitcher, number 9, Griffin, at bat. And that is a strike. 0-1 count. As Chuck pitches to Griffin, the pitcher, as we switch roles here, now Chuck is now pitching to Griffin as the roles were reversed just a moment ago. So 2 strikes. 0-2 to count to Griffin, number 9, the pitcher for Canton. And the pitch is a high ball 1-2 to count. As the Bulldogs are trailing the Tigers by a score of 1-0. Bulldogs looking to make up that run here early in this baseball game. As Griffin takes a little bit of time out of the batter's box, he steps back in and we are ready to continue his at-bat. And the pitch is fouled off over the backstop, but lands safely right outside of the black abyss known as the woods behind Gibson Field. And as we get set for the 1-2 pitch from Chuck. And here's the pitch. And the pitch is fouled off with high velocity into the backstop. As Griffin is trying to get that great swing, that one swing that can change a baseball game here. As we have the 1-2 count to nothing, and his pitch is swung at but missed. So with that strikeout is the second strikeout for Chuck, and it will result in the first out here of the bottom of the second inning. As it is a glorious day for baseball, and here we go with the next pitch. And that is a ball. 1-0. The pitch. It is swung and launched into right field, and it will be dropped out of the hand of the right fielder, and he will be safe at second base. So a great double by Joe Pescia, which gets the Bulldogs rolling here after consecutive outs.
Hey, got one down.
So here in the bottom of the second inning, there was one out, and the Bulldogs have a man on second as Joe Byers is up to bat for the Bulldogs as he swings and misses for strike one. 0-1 the count to Joe Byers as the Bulldogs have the Joe-to-Joe connection going on here. Joe Pescia was just up, and now Joe Byers is up for the Canton Bulldogs. And the pitch is swung and hit off the tip of the bat.
Yes, Joe!
And it will be over the head of the center fielder as the Joe-to-Joe connection will score the first run for the Bulldogs. And it will be an RBI double for Joe Byers. As just like that, the Bulldogs tied this game up at 1 here in the bottom of the second inning. The Joe-to-Joe connection strikes again.
You got one out.
That tying run at home plate. It's a windy day here at Gibson Field, not very much, but it is definitely noticeable. The pitch is a high ball 1-0.
Okay.
As Kevin Monagle is up to bat for the Bulldogs. Number 28. The pitch is a high ball to 2-0 the count. Yeah, that was a rip for Joe Byers, number 23, into right next to center field on the 300 feet hit. A great hit right over the head of the center fielder. The pitch is swung at and foul tipped right off to the shin guard of the catcher. Right off into the left shin guard of the catcher. As that didn't hurt him because that's what shin guards are for, but that was definitely a dangerous foul ball. The pitch is a third strike, and that will result in the third strikeout for Chuck Harrell. So 2 outs here in the bottom of the second inning. The Bulldogs have a runner in scoring position on second base. And up next is the splendid fielder, Jimmy, who swings and misses for strike one. 0-1 the count. The splendid fielder does play right field and has made himself a reputation of being a splendid fielder. That man fields a lot of stuff right there in right field. As the count is 1-1 to number 3. As the Bulldogs have a runner on second base, and they look to take the lead here in the bottom of the second inning. And that is a high ball to 2-1 the count to Jimmy. As it is a glorious day here at Gibson Field. The sun is out. We have baseball going. Not a lot of wind. You can't ask for much more here. Very great day for baseball. And that is a swing and a miss. 2-2 the count. And here we go with the payoff pitch here, the 2-2 count. Here in the bottom of the second with 2 outs. The pitch is a third pitch strike. So at the end of 2, the Bulldogs leave a runner on second, but tie the game up at 1. And that is the 4th strikeout for Chuck. So So at the end of 2, the score is the Taunton Tigers 1, the Canton Bulldogs 1. Here we go for the top half of the 3rd inning for the Taunton Tigers. And the pitch from Griffin is a strike. 0-1 the count. Now, Griffin is pitching for the Bulldogs. He has been pitching the entire game here in the top half of the 3rd. And that is a ball. 1-1 count.
Hands going through the zone. Come on.
To Matt, number 8, for the Taunton Tigers. And there's a hit deep into the gap between left and center field as Matt is hustling down to second base, and he slides to first into second base, and we'll have a leadoff double.
Maddie knows the situation, right?
And here we go with number 7 for the Taunton Tigers.
Second base, nobody.
And the pitch is a swing and miss as that ball was foul tipped just barely into the glove of the catcher. So that will be a strike 1.
Nobody.
Not enough to get him out though, and that ball will be in the dirt. 1-1 the count. As there are no outs here in the top half of the 3rd inning, the score is tied at 1, and there is a runner at second for the Taunton Tigers. As he takes his lead, and Griffin pitches. And it is down in the dirt. 2-1 the count.
Heads up here, Ratty. Heads up.
To number 7 for the Taunton Tigers.
Heads up. Hey, heads up on the throwback. Nobody.
As he waits for the pitch. Matt Brendan hits a foul ball. And that will be 2-2 the count to Brendan. As there is a runner in scoring position for the Taunton Tigers here on a sunny day from Kitson Field. Griffin Carrier takes the pitch, he throws it, and it is thrown right to the second baseman, and Maddie is caught in a pickle.
Nice job.
And safe at second base is Matt, as there will be a single for Brendan, and Matt will get out of a pickle there between second and third base. So the Taunton Tigers now have runners on first and second.
Hey, freeze on the line drive.
And number 19 is now up to bat. The Tigers. Third man in the lineup. Number 19, Luke. And that is a strike. 0-1 the count to Luke. Here in the top half of the 3rd inning with no outs. And the pitch. Luke hits the hopper right down the third base line, and that will be a toss high above the head of the first baseman. As third base looks to start attacking the runner, but was unsuccessful. And that run will score as that ball is over the head of the first baseman. So with that series of plays, that series of actions, the Taunton Tigers now lead the game by a score of 2-1. As that ball was hit to the Luke, hit the ball to Jim of the Canton Bulldogs. Jim almost fouled the ball, tried to tag the runner, was unsuccessful, and threw a high ball over to Steve at first base. That ball went over Steve's head and resulted in the run score.
Steve, even.
And it is 1-0 to number 9, Max. And the pitch is down in the dirt, 2-0.
Gotta be better 2-0, right?
As there's still no outs here in the top half of the 3rd inning. The Taunton Tigers lead the Canton Bulldogs by a score of 2-1, and Griffin is set to take his next pitch. As that is another ball, 3-0 the count to Max. As number 7 takes his lead here on third base. And the runner on second takes his lead as well. And that will be a strike. 3-1.
Good job. Get those hands, quick hands.
And here we go, the pitch to Max. Here's another strike. 3-2 the count. Full count here in the top half of the third inning. There we go out here. Griffin looking to get the first out. Griffin's payoff pitch is it's straight to number 9 Griffin for the Bulldogs. That is a top up.
That is not a good job. Let's go.
Number 9 pops it up to number 9, and that results in his first out here in the top half of the third inning. As the Taunton Tigers have a runner on third and a runner on second. 2 minutes scoring position, and then lead by a score of 2-1. And that is a swing and a miss for number 26, who got his first hit. It was first hit of the game. And here we go, the wind up, the pitch. And Christian takes another ball.
On it, right? Come on now, come on, Christian, do your job.
Come on, Christian!
And here we go with the pitch. Is down in the dirt. 1-2 the count.
Drive it now, right? Get those hands, get that foot down. Let's go.
26, as there is 1 out here in the top half of the third inning. The Bulldogs are trailing the Taunton Tigers by a score of 2-1. The pitch is down in the dirt.
It's going to be perfect, right?
2-2 the count here at Canton Bulldogs. As the Taunton dugout is definitely loud and proud, and that is a swing and a miss. For
You got to pick it up early.
number 26, Christian of the Taunton Tigers.
Go defense, hands ready.
Griffin winds up, and the pitch. That is a out. The Taunton Tigers try to pull that squeeze play that they have shown a lot of in these first couple of innings. That ball just dropped right off the bat, right in front of the runner. And he was out almost immediately as number 19, Joe Pesha, tagged him. As the Bulldogs are starting to figure out that little squeeze plays they have going on there. And that is a strike. And here we go, number 21, Joe for the Tigers. Hits a chopper right to the third baseline as that ball is not in time to get the runner at first base. So Joe gets an RBI single, and that will result in another run. So with 2 outs here in the bottom of the top of the third inning, it is 3-1 in favor of the Tigers. As we have runners in the corners here for the Taunton Tigers. And that pitch is out of the range, but that is a stolen base.
Come on, Chuck.
Oh,
Base hit
number
scores
21.
2. Joe.
So now the Taunton Tigers have 2 men in scoring positions. Number 19 is on third base. Number 21 is on second. And they lead the game by a score of 3-1. And the pitch is down in the dirt. Right ball.
Be big right now. Let's go. Find a hole. As soon as there's contact, good
1-1
secondary.
count.
Watch the throwback from the catcher.
2, number 15, shot. The pitch is a strike. 1-2 the count to the pitcher. As Griffin reaches the mound and decides to pitch as he takes stock of the runners on second and third. And that pitch is a high chopper and it goes past the hands of the shortstop.
Nice job, Chuck!
And that is a bases clearing single for the Taunton Tigers.
Head up.
Griffin now has a 5-1 deficit in his hands. As there are 2 outs here in the top half of the third inning.
Hey, two more, Griff! Kevin! Come on, Griff, keep this going.
The pitch.
Come on, Griff. Come on, Griff.
0-1 the count.
Come on, KG.
Come on, Taylor, what do you say, Griff? Hey, Griff!
Kevin Griffin is up to bat as the pitcher. Griffin Terrier. And Griffin Terrier just checked on the runner at first base, and he will be safe. So with 2 outs here in the top half of the third inning, the Taunton Tigers lead the Bulldogs by 1, and that will be a stolen base for the Taunton Tigers.
Josh, you gotta be. It's either go, be decisive, right? Go or don't go.
So Christian Chuck just stole the base, and now the Taunton Tigers steal it back. So another runner in scoring position for the Tigers as the Canton Bulldogs look to get out of this inning. And that ball is hit straight to the pitcher. And that will be a base hit for number 8, Kevin Griffin. As there will be a meeting of the minds at the first base, at the mound, here at the pitcher's mound, as the Bulldogs can't seem to get a hold of the ball. They have just been dropping it all over the place, as unfortunate as it sounds. You don't want to see any team do that, but it is not voted well for the Bulldogs.
Wherever he pitches it, that's where you drive it. Come on.
Here we go.
And number 18 is up for the Taunton Tigers.
Let's go. Hey, Jared, keep this going, 18.
And Jared is up for the Taunton Tigers as they once again have runners on the corner. And that is a steal for
Jared, you have to keep your front side in.
that is a foul ball.
Ugly. Let's go.
And number 8 will not, or number 2, excuse me, will not advance to second base as he tried to steal, but he cannot steal on his foul ball. So Jared will look to knock home his compadres here on first and third base. But Griffin Jerry is looking to get out of this inning. As there are 2 outs here in the top half of the third inning.
Hey, Griff. Let's go now. Hey, Jared.
Down line.
And that is a check on first base. And he will be safe.
Go, man.
And that is a pitch, and that will be a stolen base for number 2, Kevin Griffin. 0-2 the count to Sharon. And he awaits the pitch. This pitch will be
You gotta have
a
confidence. Come on,
ball.
confidence. Let's go.
1-2.
Come on, Jared.
Hey, 9, get us back in now.
And here we go with the pitch. And that is a third pitch strike. As the Taunton Tigers leave 2 men on base, but not after doing a ton of damage. So at the end of 2.5, the score is the Taunton Tigers 5, the Canton Bulldogs 1. And here we go with the bottom of the third inning, where the Bulldogs trail the Tigers by 4 runs, and that is the first pitch foul by number 40, Matt Casamento. And that is an 0-1 count to Matt as he takes a pitch. And it will be another strike. 2-1, 0-2 the count. 0-2 the count, and here comes the pitch. And that will be another strikeout for Chuck As there have been 9, we have gone through the batting order once for the Canton Bulldogs. Chuck has struck out 5 of the 9 batters. So that does not bode well for the Bulldogs, as Mike McMahon is now up. The pitch is hit, and that is a resounding thud as it falls in between the second baseman, the center fielder, and the right fielder, as they had the triangle going on there. But the ball was nowhere to be caught, and that will result in a signal for number 4, Mike McMahon. Now number 14, Kevin Powers, is up to bat for the Bulldogs. As it is a windy and cloudy day that has just come over the field here at Gibson Field. And that ball is foul. And that will result in the first pitch strike. 0-1 the count to number 14, Kevin Powers. And he awaits the pitch from Chuck. And the pitch is foul into the abyss known as the forest behind Gibson Field. And the count is now 0-2 with 1 out here in the bottom half of the 3rd inning. The Bulldogs have 1 man on first base, and the count is 0-2. And that ball is ripped down the first base line, and it will be foul. Right out under the trees, down near the first base line, very far back. Near the stands, nobody is hurt. So here we go, after 3 consecutive fouls. The home run hitter takes his stance. And the pitch is hit into the second base, and that ball will be a pop fly. That is the second pop fly for number 14, Kevin Powell. Now number 18, Jim, the 3rd baseman, is up for the Bulldogs, as there are 2 outs here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. And the check on the first baseman, the first base runner for Canton, Mike, is not successful, as Mike is safe at first base. He takes his lead, and Jim awaits his first pitch. And that will be a strike. 0-1 the count to Jim, the 3rd baseman for Canton. It is no wind whatsoever here at Gibson Field at the moment. And that is a pitch. And that is a strike. 0-2 count to Jim. Number 18. As number 4 for Canton takes his lead, Mike McMahon, and Jim, the 3rd baseman, Jenkins, awaits the pitch. And that is another check at first base, and Mike will remain safe. Mike takes his lead once again, and Jim awaits the pitch. And Mike attempts to steal second, and he will be waiting for the umpire's call. And he will be safe, as that ball was in and out of the glove of the second baseman.
You got 2 down, Mike.
And there is 2 down here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Mike is on second base in scoring position for the Bulldogs, as Jim awaits the pitch. And that ball is whacked into the right field, but that will result in another pop out for the Bulldogs. So they leave 1 on, and at the end of 3, the score is the Taunton Tigers 5, the Canton Bulldogs 1. And here we go with the top half of the 4th inning, where the Taunton Tigers lead the Canton Bulldogs by a score of 5-1. And the first pitch to Matt, number 8, takes a ball in the dirt, 1-0. As Griffin Terrier is still your pitcher for the Canton Bulldogs. The pitch is a wild one.
Zone it up, right?
That's an
Zone it up. Come on, be smart.
to the dirt. So 2-0 the count to Matt, number 8. As we are here in the top half of the 4th inning. And the sun is starting to peek through the clouds just a little bit. And that is
Come on,
a
Matty. Come on,
strike.
Matty.
2-1 the count to Matt. And here comes the pitch. The pitch will be in the dirt for a 3-1 count. That is a ball. Matt is the leadoff hitter here for the Taunton Tigers. The pitch is the first walk of the game, which is surprising because in the season that we have covered here at Gibson Field, walks have been a frequent occurrence, especially in the first inning. But almost halfway through the game, and we just saw the first walk. So congrats to both pitchers for cutting down on the amount of walks. Good job, guys. And that is a check on the first base runner, and Matt will be safe. As number 7 is now up for the Taunton Tigers, Brendan, as he faces Griffin Jerry. And that ball is hit.
Foul ball! Hit the bag! Hit the bag!
Foul.
I didn't see the bag. I saw a clear bounce. I never saw the ball change. The ball never changed.
Foul.
Holy Christ. That is terrible.
There's controversy whether that was a foul ball or not. Whether it hit the bag, and if it hit the bag, it would be a fair ball. But the umpire says it didn't hit the bag, so it didn't hit the bag. That is a high ball.
Come on, man.
And here's the pitch. And that is a ball.
Come on, man. Drive it, come on.
2-1 the count to Brendan here in the top half of the 4th inning with a runner on first base. Griffin checks, and the pitch is foul high up in the air, and that will be an out. The first out of...
Oh, yeah, he's gone!
As that is a foul ball that was caught by the catcher, number 23, Joe Byers, the second half of the Joe and Joe connection. But it was unsuccessful in turning the double play as Matt, number 8, just barely made it back to first in the head first slide. So with one out here in the top half of the 4th inning, that will be a ball, 1-0. The score is 5-1 in favor of Taunton. And Griffin checks on the runner at first base. And he will be safe. And here's the pitch. And it will be foul as number 8 tries to steal second base, but as we know, you cannot steal on a foul ball. So he will go back to first base, and
Get it out from behind your neck.
number
Let's go. Come on, Fig.
18 will stay up at bat. So, and there's another check at first base. Because that guy, Matt, has definitely been able to run a lot here in the top half of the 4th inning, but has not successfully stolen a base. As these Taunton Tigers are definitely legal and not stealers. And that is another check on the runner at first base. As number 19, Luke, is still up at bat for the Taunton Tigers. 1-1 the count to Luke. And the pitch is a strike. 1-2 the count to Luke.
Once again,
And Griffin looks at the first base runner, who he's checked on very often, and he looks to steal, and that will be another foul ball. So, number 8, Matt, will once again return to first base off another foul ball from Luke, as that ball was skywalking all the way to the backstop.
Middle right, come on.
So, number 9, Griffin, will throw the next pitch as he checks on the runner at first base. And here we go with Luke, number 19, still up for the Taunton Tigers as he hit foul ball after foul ball. And that ball is in the dirt. And
Good job.
Matt, ever persistent, will steal second base. Very persistent is that young student. And persistence does pay off, and it did for Matt, as he is now stolen second base and is in scoring position. And number 19, Luke, is up to bat. He still is up to bat with the 2-2 count. And that is a...
Up on the back.
As wildness ensues here at Gibson Field, as the attempted steal was successful right in front of our very eyes, as Joe Byers almost got the ball to number 18, Jim, just in time to finally have number 8, Matt, out, but the ball was bobbled by Jim, and Matt got up and tried to steal home, but was not going to happen, and that ball is fair. It is actually foul, says the umpire. And that's where we go. We follow the rules here at Gibson Field, and like Canton Bulldog baseball. So what the umpire says, go.
Let's go, 9.
And here we are with 1 out here in the bottom and the top of the 4th inning. The top of the 4th inning with 1 out. Number 8, Matt takes his lead, and that ball is hit into right field. And a spectacular throw by the splendid fielder in field, but it will be not in time to get out the ever-persistent number 8, Matt, as he scores for the Taunton Tigers, making the score 6-1 in favor of his team.
Come on, 9.
So 2 outs here in the top half of the 4th inning. And number 9, Max, is up to bat for the Taunton Tigers as the bases are clear. And that is a strike. 0-1 the count. And here comes the pitch. It is another strike. It is 0-2 the count to Max, number 9. And number 9, Jerry pitches, and that ball is a chopper down to third base. And Jim handles it well, but he gets the ball into his hand, but the delivery was unsuccessful. So the almost automatic Jim Jenkins at third base is not. He's getting better.
Do your job, right?
He's getting better today, and that will be a single for number 9, Max. As Christian, number 26, is up to bat for the Taunton Tigers. Christian has had a
Get
great day
get
so
those
far.
hands going earlier. Come on. Pick up the spin.
So Christian is 1 for 2 today with a strikeout and a single, as this is his 3rd time at bat, as that is a high flying pop-up, and it will be caught. So at the end of 3.5, the score is the Taunton Tigers 6, the Canton Bulldogs 1. And here we are with number 9, Griffin, the pitcher, is up to bat for the Bulldogs here in the bottom half of the 4th inning. That is a foul ball off to the dugout of the Bulldogs. So 0-2 the count to Griffin Jerry, the pitcher. As Chuck Harrell looks to throw his next pitch, in which he will do that. And that is in the dirt. 1-2 the count to number 9. And it is still a windless day here at Gibson Field. Probably the first one all season. And that ball is hit right to the third baseman, but Griffin is hustling and he will be out at first base. So with one out here in the bottom of the 4th inning, number 19, Pesha, Joe Pesha, will be up to bat for the Bulldogs. So Joe is up for his second at bat here for the Canton Bulldogs, and that was a strike. 0-1 the count. Last time Joe Pesha was up, he hit a double into left field. That is a ball. 1-1 the count to Pesha, Joe Pesha. And we await the pitch. The pitch is finally coming. It hits the bat of Joe Pesha. It goes into the shortstop's hand and he will be out at first base. So that retires one half of the Joe to Joe connection. Here comes the other half in the catcher, Joe Byers. Both of them excel at catching, as Byers is the catcher right now for the Canton Bulldogs. And he is now up to bat with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th inning. The pitch is swung at and hit into the backstop, foul. 0-1 the count to number 23 as the bases are empty. And here comes the pitch. Is a swing and a miss into the air. And that will be the second strike of this at bat. Last time Joe was up, he scored the only run the Bulldogs have, as he hit a double and drove his counterpart, Joe Pesha, home for the run. One and 2 the count to Joe Byers. The pitch is a ball. 2-2. You have to wonder, with all this sitting around that Chuck Harrell does have to do because his team is mounting so much offense, is he getting a little tired, or is his arm okay? There could be a variety of things going on. Always something to wonder here at Gibson Field. And that ball looks to be foul right next to a group of people. That will be okay, thankfully. And the score is 6-1 in favor of the Taunton Tigers, as this is a 2-2 count here in the bottom half of the 4th inning. That is a hit to the center fielder, and that will be a single. That might be what the Bulldogs need, as number 28, Kevin Monagle, is in to bat for the Bulldogs.
Hey, 2-8.
There's a swing and a miss for Kevin Monagle. And the number 7 hitter is up to bat for the Canton Bulldogs. And Byers takes his lead. and that will be a strike. 0-1 the count to Kevin Monagle. Number 28. And here's the pitch. It is a strike. 0-2 the count. As the wind is picking up here at Gibson Field, the cloud cover has once again resumed as there is a dome over the visible sight. The dome of clouds lurks over Gibson Field, and here comes the pitch. It is a chopper down the third base line, and it will be an out. So, at the end of 4, the Bulldogs leave a man on base, and the score will be 6-1 in favor of the Taunton Tigers as we go into the 5th inning.
Yo, front side. Pulling it out. Stay on it. Come on.
Foul ball from number 21, Joe. Here for the Taunton Tigers at the start of the top half of the 5th inning. The pitch is hit to Jim, who gets the successful delivery to first base, and the out. It is great news for the Bulldogs as Jim is back into his usual shape.
Come on, Chuck. Come on, Chuck.
As number 15, Chuck, is up to bat for the Taunton Tigers. Pitcher against pitcher, once again.
A little bit, not much. Hey, let's go, Chuck. Chuck, let's go, kid. Go one. Hey, throw your up, kid.
The pitch
Come on, Chuck. Come on, Chuck. Come on, Chuck.
is a ball. 1-0 count. The pitch is another ball. 2-0
Hey,
count.
right now, right? Looking for a spot. Looking for a spot.
So Chuck is 1 for 2 here today at Gibson Field. He has singled and ground out.
All right, come
That
on,
is a
Chuck.
strike. 2-1 the count to the pitcher, Chuck. As
Chuck.
the Canton Bulldog pitcher, Griffin, is on the mound here in the top half of the 5th inning. And that is a ball.
Hey, square it up. Square it up.
3-1 the count to Chuck here in the top half of the 5th inning with 2 outs. And here we go. The pitch is a foul that hits the umpire. And that's why they wear padding under those coats. Those blue coats with the red striping on the shoulder. Did not hit him in the face, which is a good thing. That he also wears a mask too. So here we go. And here we go with the full count here in the top half of the 5th inning. There is 1 out. Griffin's pitch is a ball. And the second walk of the game. The second walk of the game is given to Chuck. So with 1 out here in the top half of the 5th inning, the Canton Bulldogs trail the Taunton Tigers by a score of 6-1. And that is a bunt that is foul. 0-1 the count. And that is Kevin Griffin. And Griffin Terrier gets set at the mound.
Little boys who act like tough guys. Come on.
He is just, and he gets set for his pitching duties here on the top half of the 5th inning. The pitch is foul right off into the net. That bounces just past the coach for the Canton Bulldogs, the very talented and very good coach, JP Scott, the coach for the Canton Bulldogs. 1-2 the count to Kevin Griffin. And the pitch is off the ground as he was swinging like a golf swing. As he hit that ball, he almost drove it into the outfield, but he drove it back for a foul. 1-2 the count to Griffin as Griffin gets ready to pitch. The pitch is a ball. 2-2 the count.
Don't give up. Never give up on a ball. Come on, track it.
And here we go. Griffin the pitcher checks the first base runner. And that will be a swing and a miss. And down goes number 2. Griffin as the pitcher Griffin wins that battle. And now we have number 18 up to bat for the Taunton Tigers. And that is a check on the first base runner. As he will be safe at first base is Chuck. And now Gerald is up to bat for the Tigers. And that is a pitch, and that is a strike. 0-1 the count to Sharon. 19 the pitch is a swing and a miss. 0-2 the count to number 18 for the Taunton Tigers as they have a man on base. It is the top half of the 5th inning. There are 2 outs here in the top half of the 5th inning, and the Taunton Tigers lead the Canton Bulldogs by a score of 6-1. That is a ball.
Your foot's coming to me. Foot's gonna go to him.
And 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And there are 2 outs here in the top half of the 5th inning. Where the Bulldogs trailed the Tigers 6-1. And it's another swing and a miss. So at the back-to-back strikeouts, the Bulldogs will go into the bottom of the 5th inning, as it is the equivalent to the 7th inning stretch. And so at the end of 4.5, the score is the Taunton Tigers 6, the Canton Bulldogs 1. And that ball is hammered into center field, and it will be caught by the center fielder. As that ball was slammed, hammered by Hammerock was that ball. And unfortunately, it will result in the first out of the bottom of the 5th inning. So here we go with the number 9 hitter, Matt Casamento is up to bat for the Canton Bulldogs. And that is a ball. 1-0. As Chuck Harold is still pitching for the Taunton Tigers. And that ball will be fouled right off the top of the net here at Gibson Field. As the crowd dome is still covering the field, it is a little bit less than it used to be, and there is little to no wind. It is not significant in the slightest. 2-0 the count to Matt Casamento as Chuck Harold pitches, and that ball hits Matt right off the shoulder and the cheek, and it looks to be that he's okay, and that ball will be fouled. 1-2 the count. And the pitch is foul. As we're here in a cold day at Gibson Field, and we await the pitch to Casamento. Matt swings and hits the ball foul down the third base line. And Matt gets his bat back as the catcher from the opposing team tosses it up to him, as we show great sportsmanship here in the Hawkmock League. And the pitch is foul once again at the third base line. So, after 2 consecutive fouls from third base line, Matt continues his at-bat. The pitch is a ball. And we have a full count here to Matt as he awaits the payoff pitch from Chuck. Chuck's pitch is hit, not down the third base line, but it will be fair into left field, as that will be a single for the hard-hitting Matt Casamento. And we are back at the top of the lineup here for number 4, Mike McMahon. And Mike has had 2 at-bats here. And that ball is fouled right off the net for the center fielder, Mr. McMahon, as he is 1 for 2 here at Gibson Field here today. He's had a single and a ground out, as he is 3rd time off the bat here for the Canton Bulldogs. That pitch is a strike. 0-2 the count to Mike, as there is 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th inning. As Chuck checks the runner at first. The pitch is a ball. 1-2 the count. And Chuck gets set. And he's the pitch. And then there's another ball. 2-2 the count to Mike McMahon, the center fielder. Senior number 4 takes his stance. And the pitch is a swing and a miss. And that will result in the 6th strikeout for number 15, Chuck. And up next is the number 14, the second hitter in the lineup, Kevin Howard. Dowd has had a somewhat quiet day. The pitch, as he has hit 2 pop flies to this game. He's 0 for 2. And 1-0 count. As Casamento takes his lead at first, does Matt. The pitch, it is whacked deep into right field, and it will be out. So that was a foul ball right on the line, right on the foul side of the line, on the first base line, and it will result in a 3rd out of the 5th inning. So at the end of 5, the score is the Taunton Tigers 6, the Canton Bulldogs 1, as they leave a man on base. And we are here in the top half of the 6th inning, as Matt, number 8, is up for the Taunton Tigers. That is down in the dirt, 1-0, as number 9, Griffin Cherrier, is still your pitcher for the Canton Bulldogs. As the Bulldogs trail the Tigers by a score of 6-1.
Hey, put it on a tee. Put it on a tee, right?
And that is a ball.
Pick it up.
And here comes the pitch. And that is a strike. 1-2. 2-1 the count.
Go, 9. Keep it there.
There's Griffin's pitch. Will be another strike.
Pull the trigger on that one. Come
2-2.
on, Maddie. Come on, Maddie. Tough for 2.
Finish it.
Pick up the spin. Pick it up early.
Come on, 9. Come on, 9.
And here we go with the pitch. And it is hit down the third base line, and it will be just foul.
Come on, Maddie. Come on, Maddie.
2-2 the count. And the pitch is hit to the shortstop, and that will be a safe single for number 8, Matt. As number 14, Kevin Powers almost got that ball there in time. Very close. That's not good.
Hey, spin me.
Be smart, right? Come on.
Hey, Graham.
Go, Niner!
And here we go. Griffin Jerry.
Come on, Naz.
About-
Go, Griff.
Griffin Jerry is pitching for the Canton Bulldogs,
Hey,
and
Griff.
he is now pitching to number 7.
Come on, Naz.
And that will be the first pitch of the at-bat.
Come on.
The pitch is hit down the gap between third and the shortstop. And Brendan will have a single of his own as back-to-back singles for the Taunton Tigers. As we will have a pitching change here for the Canton Bulldogs, as Griffin will go a solid 5 innings. And Steve Gorham is now pitching for the Canton Bulldogs after Griffin went 5 good innings. That ball is hit into left field as number 40, Matt Casamento, will field that ball. And now Joe Pescia is playing third base. We have Mike McMahon playing second. Kevin Powers is playing shortstop. Jackson Maffeo, who is making his debut here at home for the Canton Bulldogs, is playing first base with Danny Hartnett in right field and Jim Jenkins in center.
Hey, 2-4. Get off.
And that is a ball, 1-0, as we have runners on both first and second base for the Taunton Tigers here in the top half of the 6th inning. The score is 6-1 in favor of the Tigers. And that is a strike. 1-1 the count. As there are no outs here in the top half of the 6th inning.
Get off.
The pitch is hit to the third baseman, who dribbles the ball, but it will be safe. It will be there in time to record the first out of the 6th inning, as Pescia bobbles the ball but still records the out at first base. So the first half of the Joe-to-Joe connection records the second successful third to first baseman throw. The second successful ground ball that has been hit to the third baseman to be successfully delivered to first base and make it there before the runner.
Confidence. Come on, 2-6.
And now Christian is up to bat for the Taunton Tigers, number 26. That is a ball.
Hey, don't give up, right? Keep working. Still tracking.
1-1
Don't
the
give
count.
up on it. Come on, drive the ball. Let's go. Base hit scores 2. Big E. 1.
And that is in there. 2-1 the
Come
count.
on. Hands ready. Drive the ball. Use the hips.
So Christian is now his third time of bat. He has had a pop fly and a double, as he is 1-2 in this game. That is a swing, but that ball will be
Nice job. Come on.
a wild pitch, and it will result in the movement of both hitters. So now there is a run scored, making the score 7-1 in favor of the Taunton Tigers and now is one man solely on third base. I've just confirmed my statistician Joshua Nix that it is indeed 8-1 and not 7-1. That's why we have statisticians, people. They do a very great job. Now I'm going to ask him what the count is. 2-2 the count to Christian. The pitch is a swing and a miss, and that will be the first strikeout for Steve.
Hey, that's 2.
24. 2 outs here in the top half of the 6th inning. The Bulldogs trail the Taunton Tigers by a score of 8-1.
Hey, Joey.
Come on, Joe. Come on, Joe.
We got 2-1. Hey, Joe.
All right, Joe. Come on now. Come on, Joe.
So now number 21, Joe, he's up to bat for the Taunton Tigers, and that is a high sailing ball, and it will be caught by number 4, Mike McMahon, and that will result in the end of the top half of the 6th inning. And number 7, who was on third base, did get home on the wild pitch, much like the runner before him, so that was where the Taunton Tigers scored the 2 runs. So at the end of 5.5, the score is the Taunton Tigers 8 and the Canton Bulldogs 1. And here we go with Jackson up to bat for the Bulldogs. His first at bat here at home at Gibson Field. And we have a new pitcher for the Taunton Tigers. Is number 24, Danny. That is a high sailing foul ball into the other field, adjacent to Gibson, here at Canton High School.
Come on, Jackson.
So, after Chuck Harold made it a very long, good 5 innings, he'll hand the ball over to Danny here for the Taunton Tigers. 2-1 to number 38, Jackson. Jackson is his first at bat here at Gibson Field this season. And the pitch is a swing and a miss. 2-2 the count to number 38 of Canton. The white and the green against the black and the orange. That was a strike, and that is the first strikeout for Danny, taking the mantle of Danny as now the first pitcher for the game. Griffin will be at bat for the Canton Bulldogs, and that'll be a ball in the dirt. 1-0. The pitch is a swing and a miss. 1-1. As Griffin pitched the first 5 innings of this game. He fouls that ball high into no man's land. Who knows where that ball landed? Into the dark abyss known as the forest behind Gibson Field. So 1-2 the count to number 9, Griffin. He's starting pitcher of this baseball game. The pitch is another foul ball, this time into the cage behind home plate. And in the bottom of the 6th inning, there's 1 out, and here's the pitch. And the Bulldogs try to pull a Taunton Tiger there, pulling that squeeze play, but it will be unsuccessful for the Bulldogs, as that will be the 2nd out of the bottom of the 6th inning. as the Bulldogs trail the Taunton Tigers by a score of 8-1. So now the bat is number 19, the new third baseman, Joe Hesher, as he hammers the ball deep into right field, but it is caught by the sliding right fielder. So at the end of 6, we go into the final inning where the Bulldogs trail the Taunton Tigers by a score of 8-1. Here we are on the top of the 7th inning, where Chuck takes the first strike of the inning, as it is 0-1. As Steve, number 24 for the Bulldogs, throws the next pitch, and that ball is hit to the second baseman, and it will be an out. As the Bulldogs look like the Bulldogs of old here at Gibson Field late in the game, as they trail the Taunton Tigers 8-1, but they look to be
Quick
getting back
hands, right?
going.
Quick hands.
Now number 29 for the Taunton Tigers is on the bat.
Come on,
Jack,
Jack. Come on, Jack.
J-A-C-K, Jack, takes the pitch, and it will be
Come
a
on, Jack.
strike.
Come on, Jack.
0-1 the count.
Have some fun with it. Let's go. Come on, Jack.
And here's the pitch. And that is another strike.
Strike, right? Protect.
To
Come on.
Jackson. Here at Gibson Field. As the sun has come out a little bit, the wind has subsided, and the dome of clouds is slowly removing itself. And that is a swing and a miss. And that will be the end of the at bat for number 29,
Come on, Danny.
Jack. And there are 2 outs here in the top half of the 7th inning.
Come on, Danny.
And Danny, the pitcher, is on the bat. The current pitcher for the Tigers. And he will swing and miss at the first pitch of his at bat.
Stay balanced. Stay balanced. Come on.
The pitch.
Boy, Danny.
Down
Come on,
on the
Danny.
dirt. 1-1 the count. This time Joe recovers the ball and it does not go anywhere but his glove. As the Bulldogs maintain and regain their composure. The pitch is chopper down the first baseline, and it will result in the final out of the top half of the 7th inning. So for the first time this season at home, we will have a bottom of the 7th inning as the Canton Bulldogs trail the Taunton Tigers by a score of 8-1. And here we go in the bottom of the 7th inning as the 7, 8, and 9 hitters are due up as Joe Byers, Kevin Monaco, and Matt Casamento. And that is a wild pitch from Danny, number 24, as he pitches to the second Joe of the Joe and Joe connection, Joe Byers. So 1-0 the count. The pitch is hit off the end of the bat by Joe, and it will be foul. 1-1 the count. One and 1 the count to Joe Byers here at Gibson Field, where the sun is coming out. The clouds are lifting. The cold is leaving. And it is becoming, once again, a great day for baseball. And Joe sits in for his 1-1 count. One and 2 the count to Joe Byers. Here's the pitch. And it'll be 2-2 to Joe Byers. Number 23, the catcher. And here's the pitch from Danny. It'll be in the dirt, and we will have a full count here in the bottom half of the 7th inning, the final inning. If there's no time, we'll go into extra innings, but in high school varsity baseball, there were only 7 innings. That is a foul ball off the bat and into the dugout area of the Canton Bulldogs. The pitch is hit to the diving second baseman over there, and he stays on the ground a second too long as the second Joe, the Joe and Joe connection, does make it to first base with the single. Now the number 8 hitter, 28, Kevin Monaco, is up to bat for the Bulldogs, as there is no outs here in the bottom of the 7th, as that ball is over the head of the first baseman, as that was a check, and that runs into the telephone pole here at Gibson Field, and Joe Byers will track his way over to second base for the steal. Now Kevin Monagle awaits the first pitch of his at bat. There's the pitch, and it is a strike. 0-1.
Hey, 2-8.
He awaits the pitch, does Monagle. Then he checks on the runner. And that will be another strike. 0-2 the count. The check on the runner at second, who is in scoring position. The pitch is down to the chest of the catcher, as Joe thought about stealing, but does not, and remains safe at second base. Slightly picked up here at Gibson Field. It is a cold wind, but other than that, not much of a difference. And here's the pitch, as we await it. Here we go. And it is off the bat of Monagle, and that will be a foul ball into the adjacent field. Next, into the adjacent field here at Gibson Field. Byers takes his lead at second base. The pitcher checks and throws. And that ball is again foul over the head of the fans in the stands. 1-2 the count to number 28. Kevin awaits the pitch from Danny, number 24. And that is a ball. 2-2 the count. Monagle awaits the pitch. And the pitch is a strike. And that will result in the first out of the 7th inning, the bottom of the 7th inning. But that does bring up the pinch hitter for Matt Casamento, and it is number 32, Danny. As we have a Danny versus Danny duel here at Gibson Field. 24 takes on 32. 24 being the Danny from Taunton, and 32 being the Canton Bulldog Danny, who just swung and unfortunately missed. And that will result in the first strike of his at-bat. Now Danny awaits the pitch from Danny. Danny will look at the batter. He looks at the second baseman and throws another strike down Danny's path. So Danny Hartnett is now down 2 strikes, as the count is 0-2. He awaits the pitch. Joe's at second. Danny hits a foul ball over the net and into the black abyss known as the box behind Gibson Field. Now Danny gets set back to bat as he is in the batter's box. Taunton standing, gets ready to pitch. And there it is. And that is a wide, just a slamming pitch down into center field. And that will score number 23, Joe Byers, as Danny from Canton wins the Danny battle as he scores the RBI single. As that makes the score 8-2 in favor of Taunton. But that brings up number 44, Austin Matthew. One out here in the bottom half of the 7th. And that is a ball, 1-0. As Danny throws the pitch, and that is a strike. 1-1 the count. As we are here at Gibson Field, the clouds continue to leave and the sun continues to come out. And the pitch is a chopper down the third base side, and that will be foul. Running to the count 2, number 44, Matthew. The pitch is a ball, 2-2. Austin awaits the pitch as he is number 44 for Canton, a pinch hitter. They have a runner on first base, does Canton. Here's the pitch, and that is a swing and a miss. Foul ball, 2-2 the count. And that was indeed a strike out. So 2 outs here in the bottom half of the 7th inning as Mike McMahon is up for the Bulldogs here in the bottom of at the top of the order. And Danny Hartnett will steal second base. So he now is in scoring position as the Bulldogs continue to rally.
Got 2 down, little deep.
This is the bottom of the 7th inning. Mike McMahon is up to bat for the Canton Bulldogs. And that is a ball. 2 balls, no strikes. To Mr. McMahon. The pitch is in the dirt. And he is trying to find the ball. This is the catcher. And it was really far in front of him. That is hard to find when you're a catcher trying to find the ball in a split second. And in the past few minutes, Danny Hartnett has moved from first to third, and now he is 90 feet away from scoring Canton's 3rd run of this game. The radio 1 in the count to number 4, Mike. As Danny, number 24, gets set to pitch his next pitch. That is another ball, and that will be the first walk given up by Taunton all day. As that will be 4 balls to number 4. And that brings up number 14, Kevin Powers. Kevin Powers is up to bat here for the Canton Bulldogs as he is runner from the corner. And it is 8-2 in favor of Taunton. The pitch is a strike. 0-1. As the runners take their leads, the pitch is a chopper down to third base, and that will be the end of the game. As Kevin Powers had a very quiet day after a very loud day the last time he had a trip to Gibson Field with the home run. But at the end of the day, at the end of the game, the Taunton Tigers deliver the Canton Bulldogs their first loss here at home all season. And that is a tough one to swallow, but it's a long season in baseball, and there's a lot of games. So at the end of this one, the final score is the Taunton Tigers 8, the Canton Bulldogs 2. I'm Kevin Prake, along with my cameraman Jameson Smith, and my wonderful statistician Joshua Nix. And Jamie has also done a fantastic job. And seriously, Jamie, you've been fantastic all season. And we'd like to thank you for watching Canton Community Television, and thank you for watching this game. Have a great night. This has been a Signature Voice production.